What if you would just change your life? Go to a different country, start a different job, leave your comfort zone, leave the environment you know, leave the people you know, change the routines you established. Not to abandon them, but to establish them somewhere new, somewhere unknown, somewhere exciting, some place you can grow, some place you can develop yourself.
So basically, before any type of change happens in your life, there's always like a critical point that has to be reached, right? There has to be the feeling that you have to change. There has to be like, things have to change right now, because if they don't, you might stay in one position for a longer period of time. And I've reached that point. So in February, after having lived for 4 years in the Netherlands due to university, I finally moved back to Luxembourg to start the final chapter of my bachelor degree, my thesis. Starting to write my thesis on my own company, which of course had some advantages. I started establishing my routines of working out, of educating myself, of working on my own projects from a day-to-day basis. Never been reliant just on the thesis work, but on my self-purpose, self-directed work. So I started doing my projects. That then started with dropshipping, me wanting to take it more seriously and really throw myself in there, to building an agency, to finally relaunching an existing agency with some partners. So every day I was doing what I was set out to do, improving myself daily and building the life I wanted to have. So in early June, after having worked on my thesis for nearly 6 months and having missed the first deadline, I finally submitted it. And even though university and the thesis was never my priority, during the last 4 years of university was never the priority. It was something I was doing besides my own life, besides other projects, besides improving myself, planning and building the life I wanted to have. Even though university was always the side project, finishing this 4 year long chapter, finally, it rather felt like a start of something new than an end to something old. It was from that moment on that I started getting a feeling that I needed to change. I needed to change my environment. I needed to change what I was doing. And after one night checking my bank account and noticing that the gold pot is about to be empty, I decided that before the agency really starts rolling, I need to get some quick job. I need to get some quick summer job where I can get just some money in so I can survive the summer, and before the agency really starts booming. And that's when I came across this opportunity. So one night, casually scrolling on LinkedIn, something I never do, I found a job with the title blah 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 relocation to Greece. And that captured my attention because, well, who doesn't want to move to some place warm, some place you've never been to actually? And after doing some digging the day after and researching the company, I thought to myself, okay, why should I not just send in my CV? Why not? Like, who cares? Like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm just curious. I have nothing to lose, so just send in the CV. I send in the CV, and after 4 hours, I'm on the phone with some recruiting agency asking me what languages do I speak and if I'm interested in doing tests to maybe start working for the company. I do the tests, still not thinking anything serious about it. I'm like, let's see where this goes. 2 days after the first phone call, I had a second phone call where I was told some job opportunities that I could apply for, specific job opportunities. And during that whole talk, one crucial question that I was asked was, so is something holding you back in Luxembourg? Or is something holding you in Luxembourg? And even though it was such a normal question, innocent question to ask from the recruiter, it clicked something in me. I realized, no, There was nothing holding me back. I didn't have a job, I didn't have a girlfriend, I didn't have any responsibilities that needed me to be in Luxembourg specifically, besides of the agency that in theory I could also do remote. So that question fueled something inside of me with the feeling I described earlier of wanting to change, of needing an environment change. But then I realized I don't think it was just I needed an environment change, I needed a change to myself. I needed a change for myself. As I mentioned, since I've been back in Luxembourg, I've built up this really deep, really comfortable comfort zone in the village I grew up, with the friends I've known forever, doing the things I've been doing forever, and seeing the places I've always seen and I know from child. I felt I don't only need an environment change, I need a change of myself for myself. I need a diogu change. And what I mean by that is I need to put myself in an uncomfortable position so that I can change, so that I can grow, so that I can develop. Because I realized in the moment, and I think it's a feeling that had been building up inside for a couple of months, I won't grow in Luxembourg. I heard a great quote recently of, if you are comfortable, you are not growing. Or the other way around, you are only growing if you are uncomfortable. And I think all these got me to the position where I really started considering doing this life change, leaving Luxembourg behind, leaving the familiar faces, familiar environment behind, and just take my suitcases and move to Greece. And that's what I did. And so what is the situation now? I'm in Greece. I moved here 3 days ago and I've been just exploring. I've been just finding out what's going on. It's my first time in Greece, I have to say. So I've moved to a country I've never been before, with a language I don't understand, starting a job I've never done before. So all these parts add to the feeling of uncomfortableness and putting myself in an uncomfortable position where I have to grow into. And if I have to grow into something, I myself will grow out of myself, if that makes sense. So what does the present bring now? Well, first of all, I'm starting this YouTube channel for a way to document my journey, share my insights, share my experiences. And for me, this can only be a win. Because first, if there are people who are interested in how a random 23-year-old moves to Greece and figures stuff out, the journey of moving here now to an hotel, later to an apartment, just figuring how stuff works in Greece, I think, and I can build a community around that and around my interests, it's a win. If not, then this is like a daily journal, some sort of way for my friends and family back at home who want to see how I'm doing, who don't talk to me every day and are happy to see that I'm still living. If they don't even care about the videos and about the things I'm saying, then fair enough. Then these videos are for myself. It will be a future reminder of how the time was when I did something where I put myself completely out of my comfort zone. It will be always a reminder. It's just documenting the journey. And if it's not necessarily useful right now, it might be in the future. For myself to be reminded of what I did, to show my kids what I did, to show my grandchildren what I did. Even though that's a bit far-fetched, I first need to find a girlfriend, marry the girlfriend, have kids, and then the kids have to find girlfriend and boyfriend and have kids. And then I can show my grandchildren what I did. But basically it's then just a recording of my life. Because why shouldn't I? Or basically, why should you? You're just documenting your journey, you're documenting your life. And in this case, I'm sharing it with people who might be in a similar position, wanting change, and find this inspiring in some kind of way, or just interesting, and also take the leap. And if it's not for them, then it's for other people that know me. And if it's not even for them, then it's just for myself. So I'm just sharing it openly. So, how do I expect things to go? Well, basically, to be honest, I don't know. I threw myself in here with the only expectation being I will grow into this life. I will develop in an uncomfortable, unknown environment. And that's what I'm focusing on right now. I already have to say, being here now for 3 days, I love the weather. The climate is just amazing. And imagining having this all year round, or nearly all year round, is something I can already see myself in. So my aspirations and goals for the moment are just growing into this life. Personally, is to see what kind of people can I meet, what kind of experiences can I get, what kind of adventures can I go on, exploring Greece, exploring the Greek islands, exploring the area around Greece, just getting life experience. And professionally, of course, I will start a job here, but from hearing me talk now, if you took anything away, I'm not the sort of person who I believe will work for a company in a 9 to 5 manner, but I will have my own projects, my own things. So starting in this role is basically to keep myself alive, to be able to pay rent, to be able to pay for food, while then at the same time, besides work, continue to build my own project, with this being now my main project. With this, I don't only mean YouTube, but I mean content creation online in general. Here on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, because I realized I've always been creating content. For my clothing brand that I had, to the vegan online shop that I ran recently, to the agency I started building, my work always turned around creating content, just not for myself, but for projects that represented myself. In this case, it's going to be for myself, and it's going to be sharing with the world. So what can you expect from this YouTube channel if you watch until here? Well, first of all, different kind of impressions of Greece, of my journey in Greece. Some random guy, Portuguese, Luxembourgish guy, exploring Greece, seeing what Greece offers, Greek cuisine, how things work in Greece, and just exploring life in a foreign country to me. And then also different content turning around self-development, mindset, things I'm really interested in, things I am really focused on doing. I haven't introduced myself yet. I am Diogu, and if you yourself are on your self-development, growth, trying to be the best version of yourself journey, while at the same time just figuring life out, then welcome to the ride. And I'm sure it will become a whole lot more fun. So, I have an idea for the video. Start the video with like text like, what if you would just change your life? Go to some random country, start some random job. Leave your comfort zone, leave the environment you know, leave the people you know, leave the routines you established. Not to abandon them, but to establish them somewhere else, somewhere new, somewhere unknown, somewhere exciting, some place you can grow, some place you can develop yourself. And that's what I did. And that's what I did is when they actually see me not for the first time, but when they see me. Because the beginning should be like text, I believe. So what if, blah, blah, text. And then maybe some videos in the background, like of the journey I made, blah, blah, until what if. Until they see me. And then I tell a bit what I did, why I'm here. Then the present, where I'm starting YouTube and stuff, and how this is going to continue. And then the future of like where I hope to take this channel. Sounds good. Not too long of a video, but the concept is there now. Thank you, shower. Mwah.